Hello, this is Esperanza Tercero. This is week 7. And this lab is exercise 1 Kirby Bauer diffusion testing. So for this one, 1 hour before starting, or actually earlier today, I prepared my agar plate. So it's cooled off, it's ready to use. I cleared out my workspace, I disinfected, I put on my gloves, mask, apron. My hands were washed before. I poured the alcohol, and I have both the tweezers and the pipette, with the pipette being squeezed with some alcohol in it. So moving on to step 8 of the exercise, it says using a permanent marker, draw 3 lines in the bottom of the agar plates so that even sized sections are created. So, 1 second. So, there we have it. And then, so each section is going to be labeled. One is capital P and C. The other is capital G and T. And then the last is capital N, V, B. Just like that. Okay. And then, so P and C for penicillin, NVB for novobiocin, and GNT for gentamicin. So next we will be lighting the candle. So we have our light candle. Expel the alcohol from the pipette. Shake until dry. Now, for this exercise, it asks for the S. epidermidis culture broth to be brought out. So I do have that as well. So what we're going to do, just to explain while this is drying, is we will remove the lid from the active S. epidermidis broth and hold the lip of the vial above the candle flame. So we're going to sterilize the top of the culture tube. Just trying to make sure it's all the way dry. Okay. Okay. Alright, so here's my culture. So I will remove the top of the culture. This epidermis. Moving the candle to the edge of the table just because it's a low light and I don't want any of it to spill out while I'm sterilizing. Okay. This has been sterilized. So we're going to use a pipette and drop it into the culture and take out 0.5 mLs of the broth. And then it says to quickly pipette 8 drops into the center of the agar plate. So sorry. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And then this goes into the bucket. Okay. So after I place the 8 drops of the culture, I place the pipette into a bucket of bleach. And then, so we have this L-shaped spreader. We're going to remove from the packaging, making sure to only touch the long straight end. So we're only going to touch the long end, leaving the flat end for spreading the culture. So okay, I think I've spread it quite a bit. Close the lid back on the agar plate. This also goes into the bleach bucket. Oh, sorry. So we're actually supposed to sterilize the top of the culture again. Before putting the lid. Okay. So after this, we're going to allow the plate to remain undisturbed, lid side up, for approximately 1 to 2 hours until the broth absorbs the culture, or the broth is absorbed by the agar plate. And then after that, we will take our tweezers and we will use our pills, antibiotics, to place in each one of the corresponding sections, one of the three. Place them in there with making sure that once we drop them in there, we use the tweezers to make sure that they're really in there. So we would press them in there. So each section, you would take the tweezers, dry them off, use one of the tablets, place them in there, make sure they're pressed in there, put the tweezers back in the alcohol for 30 seconds, redo for the other two. And then the plate will remain lid side up for 10 minutes so the disc attached securely to the agar surface. And then we incubate for 12 hours. And that's it. That's the first step. After that, we'll come back in 12 hours or to check to see if there's any film or any changes. If not, we leave for an additional 12 hours. And then we'll take pictures of whatever the results show. Okay? All right. Thank you so much. Oh. It says to extinguish. Okay, thank you.